The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf.
Right now, we're expanding those average order values to between 15 to 50,000. We've already signed a couple of deals with the Map Dynamics customers that are set for renewal. As we've mentioned, 95% renewal rate. So they're very happy customers. It speaks very loudly when you have that kind of a renewal rate. And so we're now closing deals.
Welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. Joining me now, the CEO of Nextech3D.AI, Evan Gappelberg. And Evan, nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm good. Great to be back, Steve.
Yeah, so the company out news today talking about hitting record growth with all the changes that you've made, and we've sort of documented those over the last 6 months to a year. And is Evan, this really what you've been waiting for to show people that the transformation, the changes are really taking effect?
Absolutely, Steve. Nextech is really experiencing accelerating momentum across all of our business units. We're ahead of schedule on multiple strategic initiatives, the AI, event tech integration, blockchain ticketing, and the trajectory going into year end 2025 is extremely positive, and we see the momentum carrying us through 2026. If you look at October, I mean, last month we reported 20% sequential growth, and November is tracking to be a record-setting month for the company in both revenue and new customer acquisition and pipeline. Our event tech division is outperforming expectations. Again, our pipeline is a record pipeline going into December and Q1 2026. Lots of events being booked. And then on top of that, the cherry on top is, achieving a milestone with our production of 800 interactive plans produced in 2025, which is a really strong validation of the continued demand of our technology that we sell into the event tech space, Steve.
Just on that, Evan, I want to sort of get you to explain a little bit about that. So, 800 interactive event floor plans in 2025. As you continue to roll out things, and I know you've got more stuff coming in January of 2026, parts along those 800 have opportunities for revenue throughout the whole usage of the tools that you have. And can you sort of explain so people understand that it's not just you book with them, you get everything. There's also ways that revenue can be generated throughout it.
Yeah, so basically 95% of those 800 floor plan maps were just floor plan maps with map dynamics, where we've mentioned the average order value, is $2,500 per customer. And so right now we're expanding those average order values to between 15 to 50,000. We've already signed a couple of deals with the Map Dynamics customers that are set for renewal. As we've mentioned, 95% renewal rate. So they're very happy customers. It speaks very loudly when you have that kind of a renewal rate. And so we're now closing deals. I know there's one out for signing that's a $30,000 deal. That's a Map Dynamics customer. There was another deal at 15,000. And so they're starting to convert, which is exactly what we've spoken about on this show before. And that's really a key piece to our growth strategy because, if you think about it, going hunting is getting new business right out in the wild. And that's a process and we're succeeding at that, but it's a slower process than, I would call it going hunting in the zoo, where we have existing customers already in our basket, and we're really just upselling them. And then, the last piece for me, from my perspective, is the AI matchmaking is really our killer application. It's moved from a nice to have to a must have revenue generator. We're getting a lot of traction. I mean, there are actually some government agencies that are looking at AI matchmaking, where the government, is such a huge organization to be able to match what one government employee is looking for, nothing to do with events per se, although it could be applied to events, but just being able to use AI to find people within your organization is a big deal. And we're doubling down on AI because it is high ticket and it is a margin rich product. And we're just in the early stages, really, of this whole AI matchmaking boom that we're seeing starting to materialize, Steve.
And lastly, can you talk about the ticketing aspect? I know that that's using the blockchain. That's a something you're really banking on as well for 2026 for it to be get a lot of uptick with that.
Yeah, there's two things I want to talk about. One is the blockchain ticketing rollout, which is ahead of schedule, and the other is expanding enterprise contracts with our 3D modeling business. We don't talk a lot about the 3D modeling business. It has moved a bit to the back burner because of the explosion of business with our event tech, but it's still going. The 3D modeling business is still going. It's
Mhm.
still part of our offering, and we're finalizing a 3-year deal. It's worth about 150,000, and it's a recurring contract with a recurring customer that's been with us for 3 years already, but they pay us annually. So now we're about to get a 3 years worth of payments up front at a slight discount for hosting their 3D models. This is a long-term contract. Obviously, it's sticky revenue. There are other contracts out there. Enterprise hosting deals are very scalable with minimal incremental costs. So it's, very, very profitable for us. And then switching to blockchain ticketing, we're accelerating that launch, on the Ethereum blockchain with MetaMask and Coinbase integration already behind us, and we're really moving towards, this whole tokenized economy where everything's a token, where the event token uh, comes into being through our platform, and we have tokenized loyalty, event rewards, and a secondary market for revenue sharing, prevention, all those things we're delivering to the event space in 2026. We've already, started the process, but it's rolling out ahead of schedule, and we see that as a massive, massive opportunity for not just us, but the whole industry. Meaning that technology, the blockchain ticketing, would be something that other platforms could contract with us to use. It wouldn't be just something that we only offer in-house, Steve.
All right, we'll look forward to hearing more about that. Evan, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, Evan Gappelberg, the CEO of Nextech3D.AI.
The featured company is a paid client of Proactive Group Holdings, and this recording is disseminated by Proactive on its behalf. It is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Viewers should conduct their own research and consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. The views expressed are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of Proactive Group Holdings, trading as Proactive Investors or its affiliates. No responsibility is accepted for any loss arising from reliance on the information presented.